Hey, my friends, it's Big Stu here. Thanks for hanging out with me once again. And we're going to be talking Lego today in our new video. So I do have a few things to show you. And it shouldn't be too long. Let me get this camera adjusted. Shouldn't be too long at all. But anyways, so this would be volume 6, I believe, of our Legos. And I didn't do any last week. Just got busy. And I apologize for that. So I did want to talk to you a little bit topics today. Excuse me, I'm yawning, very tired. It's finally catching up with me. It's Saturday. Well, it's actually Sunday morning, so it's like I think 1 a.m. Saturday night into Sunday morning, and I took a really long nap in my lazy boy chair today. And I slept for a couple hours, so I pretty much wasn't tired all evening, and everybody went to bed earlier without me. And I pretty much have been catching up on some TV shows. I watched Prodigal Son, which I like a lot, and I watched a couple episodes of The Bone Collector, or Lincoln Rhymes, The Bone Collector. So usually Saturday night, I will catch my videos or my TV shows from the week. Usually, I'll watch it then. But anyways, so I did finally finish yesterday my Ghostbusters house. So we're going to talk about the fire station, Ghostbusters Fire Station that I got at Christmas time. And I picked up a couple other smaller, one medium size, I don't know, I guess it's a big size Lego set, and then a couple smaller ones. And also, let's first talk about those. I picked this up. I never got any of these, and they were just kind of kiddie and funny. But this was out a few years ago in the comic shop. A comic shop, that's the name of it that I go to. And they had this on discount. Somebody traded in, or they ended up picking it up. So one of the unique things about these were, of course, they were kind of silly faces. Obviously, the paint on their face. And then they had tiny legs. And that's kind of give you a little bit in the back. But they all had short legs, the kid legs. And so if I recall... So, here it is. Here's a picture of what Captain America actually looks like. So they look kind of silly and stuff. But I thought of these, that instead of these little machine things, little cars and stuff, if I do come across these will be perfect for trick-or-treaters. Or kids outside. And if I do a comic shop, or I'm going to build a custom comic shop eventually. And I figured these would be great for kids in costumes because they're smaller type of a thing. So if I come across more of these down the road, I'll pick them up. If not, I thought that would be a cool idea. That's one thing about building and with Legos, you're always repurposing, or you're thinking of ways that you can maybe buy this set because you just want some pieces from it, or you want, part of it. I bought some Lego Friends sets in the past just because I wanted some of the elements, some of the bricks that were in there, or certain colors, or those types of things. I had no plans of building the, or keeping the Lego Friend house or whatever thing I maybe picked up. But it was mainly just because I wanted some of the pieces. So many people who will build and collect and stuff, they're always looking for ideas, or you see something you think, wow, I can use that for something else. So that's really cool, pretty fun. Another thing I got the other day was my friend I've mentioned, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned Ryan before in other videos. And usually Ryan and I, we go out and catch movies on Friday night. And I believe on Tuesday nights we go out. And we started doing it because I'm in Orlando, in the town of Vito, which is close to us. Is Tuesday nights at the Origo Theater. There's always half price. So the movies all day long. So the movies would be like $6. And they have half price popcorn. And so you can always get the large popcorn. And it's only like $4. So you can't beat that and everything than your normal $8. But anyways, but we've now both joined the movie club, the Regal Club anyway. So anytime we go to the movies, it's free. But a lot of times we go Tuesdays. Sometimes we'll go on a Friday. But normally it's Tuesday just out of habit and everything. Plus you get the discount on the popcorn and all. So, but I've been picking him up, taking him. I'll work late at school. And he lives there by the school. And so and he works at the school. So we'll go leave after around 6 o'clock when I get done at school. And so we'll run up to the movies, run back and all. And he knows what a fan I am of Lego, and he makes fun of me all the time and gives me a hard time. Usually doesn't watch the Lego part of my videos. He watches only my comic and pop videos, but still. He's a good friend, and he picked this up for me. I had talked about this the other day, and I mentioned this is the, let me get the exact name for it. It's a street sweeper, and I saw this the other day. It's new. I thought this would be a cool little kind of fun build to have in the in my town. I have a garbage truck somewhere, probably under here somewhere. You can't see it, but I have shelves down below here. Anyways, and so I figured this would be kind of cool. So he was there at Walmart the other day, and it was funny. He had not watched the video I mentioned about it. I think I mentioned it the last video on volume 5, and that I noticed it. And he had picked us up, say, because I've been driving to movies and bringing him back and everything. And he said he saw this, looked kind of fun. Thought maybe I might like it because it was kind of unique looking. And I was like, yeah, dude, I was just talking about this in my last video. And he swears he had not watched that video, so it was a good coincidence. He's either hanging out with me way too much and knows how I think, which is scary for him. But anyway, so I have those two things to do eventually. And then this is the new series of Avengers. And a unique thing that they're doing is there's another one that I haven't picked up yet. Let me tell you this. This is Avengers Truck Takedown. So Avengers Truck Takedown. So let me show you. We have 2 AIM agents, Hawkeye and Captain America, in this. They're AIM agents. AIM agents are villains in the Marvel Comics, and they were the scientists of stuff. Hydra was the spies and people trying to take over, I guess, the world to some extent, or USA or whatever it would be, America. And but AIM would work with them, or sometimes AIM was more just kind of like your crazy scientist type of things, who would invent crazy robots, diseases, or monsters, or whatever. And they, that's what they did. And they always wore the yellow suits, almost like a bee suit kind of a thing. So there's 2 sets out so far, and this Avenger set has them in it as villains. And then there's another smaller set I'll pick up, and it's like a motorcycle with Captain. It can't be Captain America, because we have Captain America in this. I know it has Black Panther, has 1 AIM agent that's kind of like with wings flying. And his Black Panther, I can't remember who else would be on that. Obviously, it's not going to be Cap. Maybe Thor's in that one. I'm not sure. But it has 3 figures. Again, you can get another AIM agent. So that's cool. And then you can build the team up. So I'll have to keep an eye out and trying to, if they put out some more AIM agents or not. I like the idea that you got a theme, that they're battling some AIM agents. I do know that they did announce Germany Big Toy Fair was a few weeks ago, and they're going, and Lego was there to display, and they had they've mentioned already some of the upcoming Lego sets for this year coming out, and the superhero line. And I know in March 1st, they're supposed to be releasing, I think, the new Black Widow set. It's going to be like a helicopter, which is kind of cool, a small helicopter, and kind of like a military one. And then it's going to have Black Widow, it's going to have Taskmaster, and I can't remember who else is in that one. And so there's a couple figures in that. It's probably a $30 set, looks like. And then also they're going to put out, I believe, either a Spider-Man or Avenger set, one of the Avengers coming out. But I do know going on in the Avengers line is there's Avengers game coming out later on this year. So I don't know if these things are going to tie into the Avengers video game coming out, or what it's necessarily. But what they are releasing is several sets. They're releasing a separate thing on Iron Man bust. You can build a Lego bust of Iron Man, which is basically from his shoulders, chest up. Kind of a oversized big thing. I think it's gonna be like $60. So so it's gonna be. They did a long time ago. They did, I think, a Boba Fett, maybe a Darth Vader long time ago in the Star Wars line. I know that's coming out for $60. They are releasing for $120, I think it is, a helicarrier. So you're going to get a smaller version of the, $300 version helicarrier that they had before, which I haven't built yet. But they're going to have that version out with some characters in it. So I'll check that out and see how that is when that comes out. There's also coming out another Avengers Tower. The first Avengers Tower was only like 3 levels high, and I think that came out for like $60, maybe $70. But they are putting out one that's going to be $90, and it's supposed to be 5 levels high. And I'll check that out. I mean, I've already have the giant Avengers Tower, and I'm going to buy pieces. It's right there, boom. And so they are going to have some pieces that will that you can. I'm ordering pieces, another set of that, so I can make that. I want to keep the height the same, but I want it to be wider, and I want it to be wide enough to kind of basically go on a 32 by 32 plate, which is the big square plates that the rest of my towns and cities are on. So that is my plan, just to kind of widen it. So I don't know, I might actually need 2 more sets, maybe, now that I think about it. And then I want to put a little a park around it or whatever, and some Avenger statues and so forth at the bottom of it. So, but that's my future plans with that. And so I do plan on making another order to China for Lego for maybe another in March or so. It's March or April. I plan on doing that and getting those pieces for that then. But anyways, to get back, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, so they are putting out the Avengers Tower, another version, which is going to be a little larger than before. Not really sure. They haven't showed any pictures yet. We'll probably see the pictures. They're all just being held, and they might be leaked eventually. But we have American Toy Fair the last week of February, so just in another 2 weeks. Or maybe it starts next weekend. I don't know, end of the week. No, it's probably, I think it's around the 25th, so we still got about a couple weeks. Then they'll release pictures then, and we'll see all these pictures from Lego at that point. But anyways, but now we just got, how many, the price points and just kind of like the title, and they release in some cases what figures, some of the figures that are coming in the sets. And then we also have something called Loki's Big Smash, I think it is. It's also going to be like 1 or 2 levels of the Avengers Tower, but it's going to have Loki in it, it's going to have Hulk in it, Captain America and Iron Man, I believe, in it, and Thor in it. And I don't know if it's going to be like where Loki shows up and then Hulk beats him up kind of a thing in the first Avengers movie. It kind of reminds me of that a little bit. And it's hard to see until we see it, but it's going to have part of the Avengers Tower too. I'm hoping that part of the Avengers Tower can connect to the other one, so you can connect that one to the $90 new one. So that'd be really cool. If you bought both, you have a larger Avengers Tower. So I'm not sure, it could be a totally different setup. So, but anyway, but that is coming out also this year from the Avengers line, and I think really that's it. They are doing 4 or 5 sets maybe it's 4 for the Eternals. That's coming out in the fall. I think they're coming out in November. And they're doing some crazy sets. They got like a $10 or $20 set. I think they have a $40 or $30 or $40 set. Then they have like a $100 set. So I'm not really sure yet, what's in those sets as far as the build besides the characters. So it seems kind of crazy because Eternals is something brand new to make that many sets. Most of the time we've just gotten like 1 set to like a new movie. The first Ant-Man got 1 set. Second Ant-Man got 1 set. Black Widow this year is getting 1 set. Captain Marvel got 1 set last year for 1 movie. Guardians of the Galaxy, I remember, had like 3 sets for the first movie. And I think they had as many as 4 sets or 3 more sets maybe for the second movie. So it's kind of different for something brand new to get 4 sets. So I'm kind of curious to see what they have. So it might be some interesting builds. And hopefully that's not coming out till like October maybe. So I'm hoping September, October will probably be when those come out from Lego. And but anyway, so it'll be interesting to see what those kind of come out as. So I'm curious about that. Spider-Man's going to have just a couple things. They are putting out something interesting. They have a Venom crawler attack. Last year I didn't pick it up, and I might pick it up now. I think it's still out there. There's a big giant spider crawler, kind of like a robot spider that Spider-Man can ride in, but it's, you know, like a big shape car. They did something smaller before. It was kind of like a motorcycle with kind of like a spider thing that kind of would go over the wheels of the motorcycle. And this is like Spider-Man drives his mech as he's battling Venom. Well, they're doing another version that's going to be Venom, a mech, basically, that crawls and that Venom rides in it. But so it's going to have him in it, Spider-Man in it. There might be Carnage in it too, I'm not sure. And I know you're going to get a Venomized Iron Man, which is kind of cool. First time they've done anything like that. So, which is going to be like Iron Man with the black goo on him and kind of turning evil to some extent, being influenced by Venom. And so that'll be interesting to see them do that with those characters, which would be really cool. Because then on the secondhand market, especially out of China or other places, you might start seeing more Lego figures all Venomized. I've been collecting the Pops that are Venomized, I guess, or some of them are influenced by Carnage. But it'd be interesting to start seeing the Lego figures like that. It's a new look for the same old characters. And also, I'm definitely going to get it now because the Iron Man's in it. And so I usually don't try to get too many vehicles and things unless it's something unique and different. And so I was going to pass on it until I realized I got a Venom one. So now I'll need both so they can battle each other basically in a scene or something. And I want to support the fact that they're making a Venomized Iron Man. So I hope they do other characters like that upcoming. And I'm hoping maybe the AIM characters will be in some of these upcoming Legos later on the year. And that'd be nice to have a whole army build of evil AIM people. And I believe MODOK is usually the leader of AIM. And there is MODOK coming in the Avengers Tower set, I believe. He's going to be in that set, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's that and not the SHIELD helicarrier set. But anyway, so that's some of the upcoming Marvel-related stuff. I know there's a couple more Spider-Mans, and a couple of those builds, I think one of the Spider-Man builds, I know there's a Batman build, and I think maybe even one of the Eternal builds might be the Juniors, the 4H Plus Juniors, which just utilizes bigger block pieces. They're not Duplo size, they're normal Lego pieces, but they're just bigger pieces that you use to build simpler blocks. And it's the people are the same size as regular minifigs, so they're not larger like Duplo at all, but they call them Juniors. So you kind of have the Duplo for the younger kids with all the bigger blocks and bigger people, then you got the Juniors, and then you got your regular Lego. So, and sometimes the Juniors put out some unique, minifigs that you can't get them elsewhere. So I picked up a few Junior sets just to get to the figures, but most of those sets are around $20, the Junior sets. But anyways, and they did a lot of the Junior sets this past year was Toy Story 4, I guess it was, and those were mostly Junior pieces. So if you have an idea at the store, that's, what they're talking about. But anyways, I'm definitely interested in building this. I'll probably wait on this for a little while. I want to build it soon, but it's just, no, sorry, my camera keeps moving. But it's still just, if I build it now, then I have to place it in my town, and I'll be adjusting it, moving it, and everything. So, speaking of my town, I just finished the Ghostbusters Firehouse. So I got it a little bit early January. It took me about a month. I took my time with it, and I finished it just this week. So it took me about a month to, do, definitely. And I'm going to show it to you really quick before we run out of time here, because my video is now almost 20 minutes. I did not want it for that. So let me show you here. Okay, so I'll try to kind of bring it here. So this is the top of the firehouse, the beginning, the bottom of it. So it's a good size. You can see it's definitely a good size. Try to pull it up here. And so let me kind of give you a look here. So here I am next to it, and So you can kind of tell from here. I mean, it's a good sized build. So, you know, and in comparison to something else, you know, I'm kind of like working on here. So you kind of see the size of it. And also, and here's some Ghostbusters characters, some ghosts and different things too that came with it. And we got some ghosts here on the side that come out of the street and all. So, but it does open up on the inside here. So I'm going to try to show you that on this side. I spin it around and it opens up. If I can do this without knocking thing over here. Or popping thing off. So this is the other side of it, and this is the side that opens up. Kind of give you a look at it from there. And so it was a really fun build. And let me kind of show you this way so you can kind of see a little bit. Okay, so it snaps up here and kind of slides out. And I don't think I have anybody up here in the area. Let me do this side over here first. And then this side slides out too. Okay, it might be a little dark, but this is what we got in here and all. So you have, hopefully you can see that okay. And you can go online and see it better, but you have the bottom down here. I don't really have a light I can really bring down and show you here. So I hope my camera's moving, I'm sorry. So I know it looks a little dark probably in there, but it does show, come out and everything on it. So it was a very fun build. It was cool. And I'll leave this here. We're going to be done in a minute. But anyways, so it definitely was a fun build. I know. So I'll just move this over here a little bit. So over here, I have the shield Helicure. I'm going to stage up there, but I don't want to do that yet until I get the plexiglass that's going to go across there. So the next thing I'm going to build, probably start dividing up, is my Assembly Square town. But I want to tell you, this is a company called Lepin, this Ghostbuster set, and it's not necessarily Lego. And I'm going to discuss that a little quickly with you. Lepin comes from out of China or overseas. It basically rips off Lego. Probably more or less, but it's so much cheaper. And so I've been buying some of my sets that are the more expensive sets through them, and it's the same books and everything. This set here, I had some issues. I had probably about 10 pieces of common little tiny pieces that either I misused or they just weren't there, and I got them out of my collection. I have a bucket here of just tons of Legos way down there. So I got tons of pieces and everything down here, obviously. And so I just would stop at that point and go find what I needed. And also, I didn't have to change anything. I didn't have to fake anything. I had the pieces that I needed. So they were common pieces, nothing hard to find. But this was like fourth of the price. This thing originally came out around $400 from Lego. It's now discontinued. Some places sell it for $500-$600 because it's on the secondhand market now. And I was able to pick this up a little over $100. Don't like to say the price of too many things. My wife says I need to stop saying the prices of how much I pay for things. But in China, it only took me about 2 weeks to get it. And it's only, it's like a fourth of the price. You know, some sets that cost like, $150, I can get for like $50. A third or fourth of the price. So it's really, really super cheap. I only do it for anything that will cost me over $100. I've been trying to get them through China and make big orders and get a bunch of stuff at one time. I try to do order a couple times a year. And everything. Definitely at Christmas, I usually take all my Christmas money, everything, and put it into that, and that's usually my big Christmas gift from collections from everybody. So, and within my family, and but then I'm busy building for the next 3-4 months sometimes, and also, but I do take a time building it and slow, but I do recommend it. I don't have any issues with it. With Lepin, I know some people who collect Lego would never try anything else other than Lego. I mean, if I had the money, I guess, and money wasn't an issue, and then I would be a purist and just buy Lego. But a lot of the figures I get too at times, they're custom figures that Lego doesn't even make. They're either custom made or printed made, but they take Lego figures and they make all these new characters. So I can't complain about that at all. And I started doing that just to get all these figures. Then I started buying some sets here and there. I've not had any problems with any sets so far. So besides, this is the biggest set. This was a 4,000 piece set, almost 4,000 pieces. And like I said, I had 10 pieces off, but they were easy pieces, no problems. The other things I built, I maybe been off by one piece or no pieces missing at all. And again, there'd be just something small, little tiles or squares that I have plenty of. And so, but anyways, but somebody who's a collector and you're not a purist necessarily, you enjoy the build and all, then I would definitely suggest, you know, ordering through AliExpress through China. You can get things out of China, out of Poland, several places now, all overseas, obviously. And if you do it through DHL shipping, it's usually within 2 weeks. I've gotten things as early as 1 week before, and it's pretty crazy. I've gotten things as late as almost a month before, and I've only had one thing lost, and we had to reorder it. Then I got it within a couple weeks. So, but anyways, I usually don't have any issues at all. But so I just want to share that with you. My video is really long today. I was expecting it to cut out on me anytime just because the fact that it's so long. So I will catch you later. I will build this eventually and show you. I might wait till March or spring break, so I'm not sure yet, but I might build it before then. Next video we'll talk about comics and pops. I picked up some more pops, and I need to talk to you about some comics because we didn't really talk about comics at all last time. And then I'll talk about some more Lego stuff I'll probably have gotten for volume 7 of our videos. So I'll catch you later, my friends. You have a good one, and peace out. Be kind to each other. Bye. Thanks for hanging out with Big Stu.